Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening. Today, I would like to present a conceptual review on urban vulnerability and school commuting, implications on children's well-being. Okay, I would like to start with on well-being. This slide shows that what is children's well-being all about. But this is a part of the motivation of the study actually. Okay, as we know that urbanization has transformed children's everyday environments. While cities offer opportunities, they also expose children to unequal and often unsafe conditions. One experience stands out: the journey to school. School commuting is daily, unavoidable, and deeply embedded in the urban environment. Yet, in research on children's well-being, this journey is often treated as a background activity rather than a meaningful experience. This study starts from a simple position: how children move through city matters for how they feel, function, and develop. This is what is children's well-being all about, which as these studies will focus in Kuala Lumpur. And next, I will explain why these studies in the Kuala Lumpur context. This is the key dimensions of urban vulnerability for these studies. It will focus on three dimensions, which are financial vulnerability, social vulnerability, and environmental vulnerability. For financial vulnerability, it consists of income instability, lack of savings and assets, as well as low financial literacy. Meanwhile, social vulnerability consists of exposure to urban traffic risk. Secondly, commuting stress and psychosocial impact, and social networks, as well as peer relationship. Lastly, for environmental vulnerability, consists of quality of housing, play and learning space, and lastly, neighborhood safety. Existing research reveals three key limitations. First, studies on urban vulnerability tend to focus on homes or school, but not the spaces in between. Secondly is transport research overwhelming prioritize adult commuters, efficiency and mode choice. Third, children's live experience of mobility, particularly their emotions, perceptions of safety and daily stress remain marginal. As a result, we lack an integrated framework that explains how urban vulnerability is translated into children's well-being through everyday mobility. Now we move to next part, which is commute satisfactions and children's well-being. For this study, commute satisfaction refers to psychological and emotional evaluation of school journey, which includes safety, comfort, time, reliability, autonomy, and social atmosphere. Among the main key elements in this study is stress, enjoyment, happiness, perceptions of time, safety, reliability, traffic, transport mode, and environment quality. The commute satisfaction will be mediating variable, which it will be a bridge of urban vulnerability and children's well-being. Next is theoretical foundation. The framework for this study draws on two complementary theories. The first is socio-ecological model, which explains children development as shaped by nested environmental systems. The second is the mobility well-being model, which links travel experiences to children's well-being. By combining these perspectives, the school commute is positioned as mesosystematic process connecting home, school, and broader structures. This slide presents the core contributions to the study. Urban vulnerability influences children's well-being in two ways. First, directly through exposure to unsafe environments, limited resources, which refers to financial vulnerability, and social risk refers to social vulnerability. Second, indirectly by shaping commute satisfaction. Commute satisfaction operates as a mediating variable. It captures how children experience urban conditions emotionally and perceptually during their school journeys. In this framework, structural inequalities are not abstract. They are felt, interpreted, and internalized through everyday travel. Next is hypothesis of the study. From this framework, four hypotheses are proposed. Firstly, environmental vulnerability negatively affects children's well-being. Secondly, financial vulnerability negatively affects children's well-being. Social vulnerability negatively affects children's well-being. In contrast, commute satisfaction positively influences children's well-being. These relationships are designed for empirical testing using structural equation modeling. In the context of Kuala Lumpur, this city is characterized by rapid urban growth, uneven transport access, and strong dependence on daily commuting. Therefore, these conditions make it an appropriate setting for examining how mobility-related vulnerability shapes children's everyday well-being. In conclusions, this study makes three contributions. First, it reframes school commuting as well as well-being process rather than a behavioral outcome. Secondly, it extends commute satisfaction research by placing children, not adults, at the center of analysis. Third, it offers a children-centered, policy-relevant framework for understanding urban vulnerability in rapidly urbanizing cities. To conclude, children's well-being in cities is shaped not only by where they live or study, but by how they move through the city each day. School commuting is not a neutral transition. It is critical site where urban inequality becomes life experience. Thank you.